Season 20 is absolutely going to save Apex. You're not going to believe what they're working on. Here is a list of everything that they're going to be adding in Season 20.
Listen up, everybody. I have some news. It's over. We are screwed.
In all seriousness, I knew the title would absolutely tick you off, and I know that so many YouTubers are so overdue with giving up the copium that Apex is going to get better, or that this mentality next season. So I figured I'd play devil's advocate today and truthfully tell you that Apex, while it is definitely dead right now, I still want to share the news that I do have that we can look forward to. And if you want to hate on it, then that's fine. And like I said, you know, we can still say the game is dead. Truthfully speaking, I had some news I wanted to share, but I didn't want to get on here and act like this is the greatest thing ever. It's going to fix all of our problems. So this is my way of conveying the information that I have while still giving my opinion or thoughts on the matter. So first off, let's just embrace reality. Apex is horrible right now. And I know you may be saying, well, I personally think it's kind of fun. But the truth is, like, the viewership is still beyond low. The player base is still beyond low. The queue times are still beyond immeasurable. Sentiment in the comments is still the same, that this game is so boring now. As a content creator, it is near impossible to try to get anyone excited about the future of this game when all fans feel like is that it's the same old repetitive thing Apex keeps doing bad. Like, come on guys, we've been here for 4 years. We can't keep saying that next season is going to be the season. It also can get pretty frustrating sometimes when you see like a lot of hype from the devs, and of course content creators like me cycle this hype around when you have like the devs saying that they're cooking something big and it's going to be so freaking nuts and they're not going to have any idea what hits them, and then another person saying me waiting for all these things to come out. These are developers, by the way, for Respawn, and saying when that thing drops I will not be able to shut up about it. A lot of people obviously are catching on. You know, they say this every single season and we never see it, and it's season 19 and of course we still haven't seen it yet. Maybe it comes out. We still got like 2 months I think left of this, so maybe something comes out that's really big and maybe things get better. But I also want to say that while the game is, yes, dead and we need to accept it, people need to stop saying that everything's fine, because it's not. We absolutely do need to improve. There are a lot of things that Apex could be doing better, and I 100% agree. But on the other hand of this, I do want to say, you take this for what you will. You know, honestly, I can't say anything specific, okay? I got no reason to lie about this either. All I will say is after this conversation I had with the developer, it felt like it made a little bit more sense, I guess. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And so you'll notice normally this is their biggest season of the year, right? We have a new map normally. We got the Winter Express mode and all of this stuff, and like a lot of content collection events and whatever the case may be. Normally really big nerfs and buffs and all this stuff. Normally in the times past, the map has been actually good, right? Like, you know, when Stormpoint came out and World's Edge came out, it was big because this was, and Olympus came out, it was a massive map and it was fun. Everything was new and it was fresh, it was clean. Then you have the problems with Broken Moon, and of course it sent everybody downhill. They absolutely hated the map, and of course this time of year got a really bad rap because not only did we get a bad map, but we also got a recycled event that people really hated and got one of Apex's worst ratio dislikes of all time. Well, another YouTuber, Garrett, had made a really good point, and that is the fact that this dip in the player base and viewership, whatever, is nothing new. We have it the same time every single year, and you could see right before the new year, right before Christmas, things get pretty down bad, and then you could see it peaks up in February. And it seems like February seems to be the good time for Apex, the good months of Apex. But for a while, Apex was releasing their better content stuff during November when things weren't as good. So why? Well, he proposes that maybe it's also the fact that Apex doesn't want to compete anymore with Call of Duty and the finals and all these games. They seem to like to prioritize October, November, December for their game releases because that's a little bit bigger time of year, I guess, for a lot of gamers. But for Apex specifically, it seems like February seems to work good, and maybe they don't want to compete with all of these other games. So instead of adding their best quality content during that time, it seems like the reason, maybe one of the reasons, I guess, they took a break from this season and adding the new map at the end of the year. They may be trying to decide to go a different route, maybe adding the new maps and the bigger content releases during February, which is when Apex is normally doing a lot better anyways. Because why put all your time and effort to go compete with other games, and therefore your game doesn't get as much traction or viewership or entertainment or purchases, and maybe you want to wait till everything else dies down, then release your biggest stuff, especially when your player base already seems to historically spike up during that moment. You'll get the best of both worlds. And of course, if it means more money for EA, well, of course they're going for that also. I also spoke with a developer recently, and I know you guys are going to hate on this because At the end of the day, they do say this a lot, so take it for what you will, but they just said that this next season is going to be a lot. And by a lot, I meant a lot of content, a lot to write about, a lot to talk about, a lot to go over, a lot of changes. And all the leaks indicate, of course, that we're getting this new map finally, and that we might finally be getting this new Titanfall stuff related map, whatever, that we've been talking about for quite some time. If you've been here long enough, you know that Apex goes through extreme ebbs and flows. We get really, really good at times, and it lasts for about a month or two, and then things get really, really dry afterwards. And when things get dry, people love to say that it's just over. It's just completely over, and there's just no hope at all. We're just all doomed. Don't get me wrong, there's always red flags to indicate. I'm not saying that at all, but we know at some point Apex is gonna be back and things are gonna get better. When you compare what we have now to the past, it seems like maybe there's actually an explanation as to why the content has kind of sucked. But considering we've been here for 4 years, this might just be even more copium that we need to stop inhaling and stop believing and Respawn to do this. So the synopsis of this video, there's both sides of the story. Yes, Apex is bad. Apex is really dead right now. And of course, you need to stop saying that Apex is not dead, because it most definitely is. The new mode even sucks. I think the Post Malone event's probably the greatest thing we've seen all year. Viewership is down, queue times suck, player base is terrible. It's almost impossible to be a YouTuber because there's nothing to talk about in this game anymore. There's nothing fun to go over. There's no changes at all. And I've decided to stop trying to be this news guy spawn that just does the same thing every day and trying to hype you guys up. If I have a video to make, I'm gonna make one. Yesterday I was in church. I thought this was a funny video idea while also being a little bit newsworthy, so I decided to do it. So no, I don't really believe that season 20 is going to save Apex Legends. It's more so of a meme title to kind of throw shade at all the people that continuously say that next season's going to be the season. But in all honesty, I do think that there are going to be some great things coming, and maybe it changes the trajectory, maybe not. I don't know. Truth of the matter is we need more than just content. Although I think 3 Strikes was great, I don't think it's going to save the game by having it permanently in the game. I think we need something a little bit more foundational to be fun again. Ranked has got to be better. SBMM has got to be good in pubs, and I will say it has been personally good for me. I know they've made changes. I know a lot of you guys are still complaining about it, but for me personally, it has been better. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully it gets better for all of you. But ranked, man, ranked sucks. Ranked sucks so bad. I don't know how to explain it, but I have literally no motivation or desire to play ranked. It doesn't even feel good when I rank up. I've also got to force myself to stop solo queuing, man. It's just literally no point. I think the game at its like base ground level needs to be fun again before we start just hoping that content's going to save the day. What I mean by that is like new guns are always fun to play with. Really big nerfs and buffs to guns are always fun to try out as well. New character balance changes is always really fun when there's new characters in the meta and it's not just Cat, Horizon, Bangalore all the time. And I think if the game can get better at its foundational level again and get more fun in that area, then we can really expect content to elevate that to the next level, because then people are going to be even more excited because the game's already fun. Now they're adding something even more fun. And so personally, that's the direction I would like to see the game go. Interested to see what you guys have to say down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends news related. And until the next time, we will see you all later, Gators.